Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Laura Afelskie, star of the Lifetime movie Little Girl in the Window. Laura takes on the role of the young Jennifer Lewis. Join us as we delve into Laura's insights into her character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here, Laura.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Okay, you can start. Can you tell us a little bit about your character in A Little Girl in the Window?
Of course, yeah. So I'll give you guys a little premise about the movie just in general first to gear it up. But essentially, this movie revolves around a character named Iris, and she's been going through some struggles in her personal life. And to get through this, she's reconnected with photography, which has really just, helped open her up. And as she's getting back out into the world, she's taking photos of different things that she's seeing, specifically of houses. And she arrives at this one home and she sees what looks like help written on the window. And based on her personality, she can't let this go. And she really wants to explore more and figure out what and who is involved. And that's when she eventually ends up interacting with Jennifer Lewis, who I play one of the two versions. There's a younger and an older version of her. And yeah, it basically is a story about a few different women and their experience with this journey. And I can't say too much because I don't want to give things away. But yeah, it's a really inspiring story, and it was very fun to play one of two versions of the same character. So to have to line up with somebody else was really cool. And my character opens up the movie, which is really fun. And yeah, I'll kind of leave you guys with that for now.
Great. And what initially attracted you to your role in the movie?
Yeah, I think for me, I love thrillers. I've done a few different Lifetime movies, but thrillers are really fun because you get to kind of go through it all, and they really challenge you as an actor and get you to try and experience different things. So as soon as I saw that it was a thriller, I was definitely excited. I've also worked with this production team before as well, which is really cool. And I know whenever Lifetime's attached, it's going to be fun. And then also, our story specifically is inspired by true events. So I think whenever you're doing something based off of somebody's actual lived experiences, there's another added element that's really challenging and also just so like interesting to explore and dive into not just a fictional character, but somebody's actual life. So that was really a challenge, but fun as well.
Yeah, great. And what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating?
I think the relationships between the women in this movie, they all go through a similar experience, but they deal with it in very different ways, and we get to see all of their perspectives, which is really interesting. I also think that there's an incredible cast and crew and team behind this project. Mary, who plays Iris, the lead in this movie, she was phenomenal to work with and really gave me some insight. And we sat down my first day there, and she had lunch because I kind of came in the middle of the day when they had already started shooting. So that was really nice. And also Sean, our director, he's phenomenal. And I had actually watched one of his movies a little bit while back, Kiss and Cry, that he directed. So it was cool to have watched something and then also get to work with the same people. So that was really exciting. And I think people are gonna really enjoy seeing the final product.
Amazing. And what do you hope audiences take away from watching the movie?
Honestly, with any project, I really just hope that people allow themselves to feel fully. I think so much in our day-to-day lives as human beings, we restrict what we want ourselves to feel. We don't want to cry in front of anybody, or we maybe are upset, but we don't want to fully express that. So I think, especially with it being a thriller, the emotions and the intensity is so high that I hope people watching this are able to alleviate some of their own feelings and emotions through it, and also connect to the characters as well. It might not be one that makes them laugh so much. I don't think we'll get too many funny moments, but I think that portion of it to be able to release a little bit is something that I hope people are able to do when they're watching.
Yeah. And what was it like working with the rest of the cast on set?
Yeah, the cast was so great. Like I said, Mary was phenomenal. Also I got to work with another actor named Christian in my stuff, and it was cool because I knew him prior to filming, and then when I saw that he was also attached to the project, I thought, "Oh my gosh, this is really fun to now we're both diving into the same project together." So that was something that was really awesome. And I didn't know who was playing the other version of my character until I had already booked the project. So it was interesting to see some of our physical similarities and also just mannerisms and stuff like that. I've also had the pleasure of getting a sneak peek of the film. So I have already seen it because we did an internal screening. So it's really cool to kind of see everybody's different versions, because as you're shooting a project, you don't get to see all the scenes or you don't get to watch it back. So when it all comes together, it's really nice to see, wow, like this is that person's interpretation and how it folds it all in and builds the story. So yeah, I'm really excited for everyone to see it.
Yeah. And what can you tease about your character journey?
What can I tease? Not too much. I can tease that my character is very resilient. She definitely doesn't go down easy. She's a fighter and she pushes through. And I think the rest that I'm gonna have to tease is that you guys are gonna have to watch the movie. It's like I said, it's gonna come in fast. There's so many twists and turns, and things are constantly changing and moving. So it's definitely gonna be one that grabs your attention right from the beginning for sure.
Great, it's okay. And what was your favorite scene or moment while filming the movie? If you can say it, it's not a spoil. If it is not a spoiler.
Yeah, I can't share what my favorite scene is, unfortunately. Wish I could, but definitely if you're watching, you'll know. You'll be able to you'll probably be able to tell. But I think my favorite moment from filming, honestly, is just getting to connect and work with the casting crew, especially when you are auditioning as an actor. It's so you're auditioning in your home a lot of times over Zoom or doing self tape, and you're not actually connected with a real person. So I think whenever I get to set, I'm just so excited to have another actor physically there in front of me, which is crazy because that used to not be a thing that people even worried about, but that is definitely one that's really exciting. And I also think I was excited we got to shoot in Hamilton, which is near where I'm from, and it's cool to shoot something near where you live and being like, oh, I know that place that's kind of around the corner. And I've shot in Hamilton a couple times, and it is nice to you do a lot of shooting on location rather than in a studio, so that is fun as well, to actually be in, not just, okay, this half is my bedroom and then it's all fake in behind. To actually be in a real place is exciting, and it's fun to play with those elements. But for my favorite scene, you will have to watch and find out.
Great, okay. So, change of subject. What have been some of the most memorable projects you have worked on throughout your career, and why?
Yes. So I won't share anything that isn't released yet, but for things that have been released, I worked on this show called Painkiller for Netflix, and that was definitely one that really, really touched my heart because it, again, inspired by a lot of people's real life lived experiences. And it was based on the opioid crisis and the Sackler family that essentially pushed the drugs before, or not even just before, but pushed them more than they should have been used by the public with the FDA and everything. And I played a character that her life was going well. She got an injury and then it all spiraled downhill from there. So that was just, it was a tough project to work on emotionally, but it was really rewarding and beneficial as an actor. And I just, again, phenomenal cast and crew as well. Peter Berg, the director, worked on Friday Night Lights. So getting to work with him was great. And he was so giving and open to everyone. So that was definitely one that we'll always remember. Loved that one. And another one is actually a different Lifetime movie, but it was called Our Mother's Secret Affair. And again, you know, thriller, lots of twists and turns. But my co-star in that, Ashley Leggett, I had watched her growing up on the show called Life with Derek and loved her as a kid. So it was very cool to then have the turnaround to work with somebody that you admired. And also for her to just be so down to earth and so giving as an actor was great, because I think sometimes when you're coming into something with somebody that you've watched before, you're like, oh my God, are they going to live up to that? I don't know. And she was so, so great. I messaged her just the other day, like we still keep in touch. So that was definitely another special one that holds a place in my heart for sure.
Amazing. So, at Survival Shows, we are big fans of Christmas rom-coms. What is your all-time favorite?
I would say a Christmas rom-com that I really love is The Holiday. I don't know if you know that one, but where
Yeah.
they do where they do the swap. That is definitely a really, really fun one. And I love Cameron Diaz. She's just so, so fun to watch. And then in terms of just rom-coms, I would say last year I watched Anyone But You, and it stars Sydney Sweeney. And it really just brought me back to the early 2000s style of rom-com, which I don't feel as though they release as many like that now. So that was just fun. I laughed, I cried, I watched it in theater, which was fun because they're not releasing as many things in theater anymore. So that was really cool too. But love a good rom-com. Oh, so great. I would love to do a rom-com someday. It's on my bucket list.
Great. So, the last question. Can you tease something about your next projects?
Yeah. So I have two projects that I'll share coming up that I'm really excited about. One is a different Lifetime film, really living in that world. But it's going to be called The Daughter That I Gave Away. Again, a lot of suspense, a lot of twists and turns. I don't know what I'm allowed to say about that yet, but I believe it'll be coming shortly within the next few months. So that is going to be another really, really fun one. Again, also shot in Hamilton. So that was cool. And then right now I'm working on a series for Netflix called Bet. And it's a live action based on an anime. The set, the cast, the crew, the production, insane. Essentially these kids, they go to a boarding school and it follows one main character as she has she's new to the school, and basically it's a mystery as she's trying to discover some secret information, but it's going to be a wild ride. That's one when I don't know what I'm allowed to say yet because they've told me not too much yet, but when that one gets released, oh my gosh, I really think that people are gonna love it. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, those are my two biggest things that I'm working on at the moment.
Great, great, amazing. And good luck. And make sure to watch the movie Little Girl in the Window tonight on Lifetime channel. Thank you, Laura, to join us.
Thank you so much. It was great chatting with you.
Me too. Thank you all for watching. Bye.